At the Circle, Season 7, Episode 3.1. Sean, we are back! And boy, I'm sporting the Cardinal Wrestling Club. I've seen some action over the weekend, and I saw kids get better.
So kids that were in the Cardinal Wrestling Club, you seen them?
Yes, I saw them take leaps from last year.
Awesome.
Yes, and I like that. I'm a big fan of hard work over the summer. Good stuff. And Sean, I see you're wearing that Riemann Wrestling shirt.
I am. I think they're kind of tied together here a little bit.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
But thank you for the shirts, Riemann family. We love what you guys do up there. We love the tournament. These guys not only promote wrestling in Delaware, Central Ohio, and around the state as they grab guys for their Junior Olympic team that does a lot of traveling. So thank you guys for everything that you do.
Most certainly. Sean, we mentioned there was wrestling over the weekend. We had Medina, Brecksville, the major tournaments, Marion Harding, and not to be outdone, Sean, the one we could not get to, because let's face it, we're only two men. We can't teleport.
1.5.
Yeah, okay, that's fine too. Was West Jeff. However, we did look up some results. Very pleased with some of the results I found.
If I wanted to find those results, where could I find them?
You could find them. Not yet, but maybe by the time this airs, you can find them on the ITC.
Okay.
Yes,
Let's
ITC.
give you a little plug there, Mark.
Gotcha. We do our best to put up as many results as we can. People send us dual meet results, and we put them up as quick as possible. So that is true. West Jeff, Sean.
Okay.
Taze Valley walks away your champ with 191 points, and I want you to keep track here.
191.
Fairfield Union gets second with 188.5 points.
Okay, 188.5.
Yes. Eastwood comes down, and they finish third with 187 points.
187.
Followed by a team that you talked about early on. London finishes with 186 points in fourth place.
Hold on, stop. You
Go.
said 186?
I did.
So you're telling me the champion had 191.
Yep.
And fourth place had 186.
Yes.
That's 5 points separating the top 4 teams.
Yes, and that is the type of team race that I would have loved to have been at.
I would like to. So like when the finals were going on there, maybe we're jogging back
They
and
may
forth.
have, yes.
Ah, wow.
Yes, and with I don't know if they had live scoring there, but then one of the things that's going on right now, once you walk off the mat, once you get your hand raised, boom, live scoring. That would be sweet. Oh my gosh,
yeah,
that
Mark,
would be
it
sweet.
goes back to what me and you've been talking about for 7 years about like fight for the pin, go for the major.
Yes.
Stay off your back, don't give up the pin.
Yes.
You just never, somebody could have got off their back in the first round of the first match on Friday that changed the outcome of the team race on Saturday evening.
And you know who's doing that right now, that game? Fairfield Union, Eastwood, and probably London. Like, what match were we ahead by 6 and we couldn't get that last takedown? Or we ahead by 8 and we gave up that late takedown. So, anywho, great job by those guys.
The Vikings won.
Yes.
Congratulations to the Vikings.
They had a champ.
Todd, oh, they did have a champ.
Yes, they did.
Okay, who was their champ?
Williams. Guess the weight?
45.
No, Sean, you'd be wrong. 138 pounds.
Well, that would be a first.
Yeah. No, he's gone to 38 before, I'm sure. Just kidding, though. But it is an important note. 138 pounds. Williams is now there out of Taze Valley.
Oh.
And that was
We're starting to see that shift we're talking about.
Oh, that mid-season shift is upon us, and we're going to see a couple more of those. But, Sean,
that's a big shift.
That is. That was your championship team with their one champ. And I want to mention at 113 pounds, returning state qualifier, Christian Salazar from Gahanna Lincoln does a fantastic job. Really wrestling well. I'm excited moving forward to see.
He is wrestling well.
I
He was
know.
in the finals at Liberty.
Liberty, yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
so
you said Fairfield Union had a couple champs as well?
Yeah, they did. They had one at 126 pounds.
Okay.
Kohler, keep an eye out on this guy.
So they get second with one champ.
Taze Valley gets first
with one champ. So what did the other schools do? The third and fourth place?
What you really are asking is what did London get? Because I know you mentioned in the first.
I did mention London.
I know you did, and you're a big fan of them. So, Sean, they not had one champ. They not had two champs. They had 3 champs. And here's what I love about it. All in a row. Sean, they are
a lot.
I know it, just because
they're working it. Yeah.
That's right. Well, at 145 pounds, your boy that you mentioned the first episode of the season, Antoine Burns, gets first place, followed by Colvin at 152, followed by 160-pound Huff. There you go. There's your 3-headed monster for London.
Okay.
They did a great job, Sean. Right. And I'm sure you have a question here about the West Jeff tournament. No question at all. Are you sure about that,
I
Sean?
just wanted to put you on the spot where you're like, okay.
but no.
So what is my question? Does the home school have a champion? That's always my question.
Sean, they didn't have one. They had 2. And we just mentioned this with London about how they're back-to-back. These guys were back-to-back. 220 pounds in Braithwaite and then 285 with Lore.
Hold on, you said they had 2 champions.
Oh my
you said
God.
220 and 285.
Yes.
So they didn't have a champion then.
You are horrible. 220 and 285 champs.
Congratulations,
from West Jeff.
guys.
Rough Riders. Sean, let's take it from West Jeff, the tournament we were unable to attend.
Okay.
And let's head to a tournament that we were able to see not only the semifinals, some wrestlebacks, as well as the finals in Medina. Okay. Sean, brought to you by North Gateway Tire. They've been doing it for like 40 years.
That's crazy that you told me that.
Yes.
If you watched any of our live streaming of Periscope, and Mark was on this North Tire, what is it?
North Gateway Tire.
North Gateway Tire, and he told me, I was like, dude, you were killing that. He told me he had a shirt from like the 90s.
Yes.
And they were the sponsor back in the 90s.
Yes.
They have been a sponsor for that tournament for that long, which is
however long the tournament's been going on, I really think they might
I think they have too.
Be the sponsor for that. But Sean, let's talk Medina here.
Okay.
Let's talk Medina. Let's talk Chad Gilmore to start. I don't care what Adam Gilmore says. I like you, Chad. I really
Hold
do.
on. Who do you take in a wrestling match? Adam or Chad Gilmore?
Dang, put me on the spot. I'm going to take Chad.
Oh, okay.
I am going to take Chad.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I think probably because we're talking about Medina.
Oh, okay.
If we get over to Highland, I might be singing a different tune.
As Mark talked about, Chad Gilmore and Lynn up there have been great. When me and Mark first started doing what we're doing, we were really more of a vision than we were anything else. We were talking about, not to get into a long story, but Mark talked about like the Columbus Dispatches and doing what we need. These kids need to be...
Say it! They want to be recognized and celebrated for the accomplishments.
And
yes.
we brought this concept to Medina when we were just 2 clowns in front of a YouTube channel. Not that we're anything more than that now, but they were really receptive. And now when we go up there, they contact us, hey, you guys come in.
Yes.
Where your name will be up front. Here's brackets. You need a car service to come get you guys. I mean, anything we can do to promote wrestling, they've really got behind us. And I really want to thank them. Thank you, Chad, and thank you, Lynn, for everything you've done to us for the last 7 years.
Most certainly.
But there was some wrestling going on up there.
There was. And Sean, we had some Central District representation. I think there were anywhere from 5, maybe 7 or 8 teams up there. Mm-hmm. So that was great. Dublin Coffin is your highest placing Central District team. They have a great team.
Okay.
I think they have a great balance between dual meet and tournament strength. And
I agree with that, yes.
They're showing their superiority in the Central District with tournament style by finishing 5th at Medina. Followed by, in 10th place, was Westerville North. Those were the 2 teams that finished in the top 10. Very good showing overall, I thought, between those 2 teams.
Yeah, I agree.
Sean, aside from the team aspect...
Do we have any individual champions up there?
We did have some individual champs, Sean, and I was very impressed with this first one at 113 pounds. Logan Egan from Lancaster absolutely wrestled a great match. Sometimes kids, they really don't engage or they back out or something's going on, and it's a lot of times I see kids get flustered. Logan doesn't do that. Egan does not do that. He just continues with what he knows works, and he walks away your winner, champ, 6-4 overtime, I do believe, sudden victory win.
6-4? Is that what it was?
I thought he got that 2 at the end and they called it, or maybe they went to ultimate tiebreaker and he got out and he was 6-5. But my point is, he won, he's your champion, and he did a great job of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say, really.
Who were some of our other finalists?
Other finalists, we had, at 160 pounds, we had Hayden Daniels.
Okay.
At 160 pounds from River Valley.
We give him a champion there on that one, don't we?
Yeah, kind of do.
When you wrestle the #1 kid in the nation,
yes.
you make it to the finals, hey, you're our champion.
Matter of fact, Tom Brand showed up to see Hayden wrestle that kid, so that was awesome. Sean, we had 182 pounds. 182-pound final was an all-Central District final.
Oh, awesome.
Yes, we had Lennox Wolak from Dublin Kaufman at 182 pounds taking on Potter from Westerville North. Sean, fantastic match from what I could tell. I really thought Potter...
A lot of action there.
Yes, most certainly. I really thought Potter had a game plan, stuck to it, and it showed with an 11-3 final. I appreciated his efforts. And
so you're telling me in life, if you have a game plan and you stick to it, things will work out for you?
For the most part,
Not just in wrestling.
Not just in wrestling. That's true. We're teaching life lessons here, folks. They did a great job. Sean, that was 182 pounds. And, really, when I think about Westerville North, it was a culmination for Potter of a great...
tournament for the team.
That's what I want to say.
I was really impressed with them. They seemed to wrestle as a team, as Mark said. All the teams out there from Central Ohio, I was really more impressed with them than I was anybody else, even though they finished behind some of the other teams. I seen them at Liberty a couple weeks ago, and they seemed to come together. But at Medina, I really seen a big step from this team in general. As Mark said, not only having a champion, they had multiple kids wrestling throughout the day on Saturday, which is day 2 of the tournament.
Yep.
I'm sorry, on Friday, which is day 2 of the tournament.
Yeah.
And I really seen them take a step forward from where they were 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And this is another team. If they continue just to keep grinding away, Goldsmith, some of those other, Burton, who I'm huge on,
yes.
at 132, if they continue to make progression, they could maybe be surprised there at Derby on day 2 in a year that really it's anybody's game. So
yeah, that's
keep
true.
Keep an eye on the Warriors,
Yes.
and great job by them all the way around.
Most certainly, we had 2 other finalists from the Central District. One at 195, the other one at 220. Sean, 195 pounds. Would you call this the coming out party for Seth Shoemate?
I would definitely say that. As I was talking to Mark before we started filming today, the most asked question I got on Friday at Medina, other than "Can I have your autograph?"
Oh, God.
was who is this monster of a freshman that Dublin Kaufman has at 195? And talking to people around there, I mean, this guy, for one, he's been at Dublin for the last couple of years. I know people are saying whatever they're saying. He's been with their Beast Mode program and really progressed for them. He's a younger freshman than I think people think. I mean, he will be 18 when he graduates. I think there's a lot of speculation. This dude's 25 right now because if you've ever seen him, man, he's
put together, man.
But I think this is notable. Dublin Kaufman basically made the decision. We're going to try 95 with this guy. We think the pace of the match and his style of wrestling will fit this weight well. And boy, were they right on that.
Yes.
Man. He absolutely jackhammered this weight class, and I think he put everyone on notice, not only in Central Ohio but in the state, that maybe there's a new shooter here that could possibly be in the state finals or even a state champion at 195. But as Mark talked about with Egan at 13, the match that comes to me is Shoemate was wrestling a kid, big kid from Olmsted Falls in the semifinals.
Yes.
He was up 14-0. Keep in mind, he was up 14-0. He kicks him out there trying to look for a move to get the pin to get this bonus points, and he gets absolutely launched. I mean, this dude,
perfect timing.
I think his feet might still be stuck on the ceiling. I mean, this guy launched him, threw him right to his back, but he fought off his back, grinded out and got back on top and ended up winning by technical fall. Me and Mark talk about that.
Yes.
When kids overcome adversity when the lights are on, that's the making of a champion. And I don't think he could be more impressive. I think everyone in that arena noticed greatness was happening right there. And that was a phenomenal. And Mark said it's notable because I think he was maybe penciled in at 70 most of the year, but him going to 95, where I'm pretty sure they're going to stay out for the rest of the year. For one, it makes all those boys in Central High at 170 probably send everybody a postcard.
Yeah.
Sue Tander, Van Austin, Gold 4. I mean, it opens up the spot. Plus, I really think it makes 95 a really good way to look at Derby now when you start adding in Duran Pulliam, Painter, Sherman, Seth Nelson, Goldsmith. I mean, God, it really makes it a great weight class. But before we get too far ahead on that was a great coming out party for him at 195 at Medina and a very historic and prestigious tournament.
Sean, you mentioned just his physique. It doesn't look like a normal freshman physique.
No.
And it's one of those things where you mix in genetics and a whole lot of hard work and good things happen. And I think that's what we have at 220.
So,
you have
195.
Oh, well, yeah, for Seth Shoemate, yes. Okay. But also at 220 for Hudson Jump.
Well, it goes back to what we talked about at 82. Potter had a plan, he stuck to it.
Yes.
So at 95, we have a kid who has genetics and he works hard and he has success. Is there like a
same thing? I think this is the theme.
220, at 220, do we have another theme?
Yes, most certainly. I'm telling you, Hudson Jump has great lateral movement. He can move in and out. He can move side to side. And he really did an absolutely fantastic job, aside from the blood time that just
aside from the 10 minutes of blood time.
I think he may have lost 5 pounds that match. But anyway, he just kept working. He kept chipping away, knew what he wanted, and just kept doing it. And he walks away your champ. So, great job, Hudson Jump. Great job, Central District.
Central District got 3 champions in a row then. 82, 95, and
yes, most certainly. Along with Egg, and there's 4 champs. Man, that's awesome. A great job. So, there's your Medina. Love it. Sean, I was happy that day. Like, when I went to bed, I was like, man, the day just can't get better.
You know what I like about that tournament? And me and Mark, I talked about this. Like, in the summer, I'm thinking about the time me and Mark spent in Medina and Brecksville together. And just a real short note, if you've ever met our other brother, Pat, we're sitting there hooting and hollering about these consolation matches. And this guy from, like, the peanut guy was like, what are you guys doing there? Are you betting on these consolation matches? Like, hey, you got to do something to keep yourself entertained. So here we are with a fistful of dollars bet. I'll take green with 2.5 points and stuff. And it's just great to, like, get out and go to wrestling tournaments. And the people that we meet, the people that we meet, Mark.
Oh, the people that we meet, yes.
That we meet really makes it enjoyable.
Hey, I'm energized by people. And Sean, that's what sort of was like when I ended up going to Marion Harding. That was the next tournament. That's one of the next tournaments I went to. Sean, I was received like with a red carpet. You mentioned Chad Gilmore, the Ratliff boys and Coach Gorenflow. They opened up the doors. They said, here's a chair. Here's where you're going to be. They made the announcement. If someone's not here, let them know. The finals are going to start at 5:15, and we will have Inside the Circle broadcasting it live.
Was that Inside the Circle or Inside the Circle?
Oh, no, this was Inside the Circle. Okay. Yeah. No,
that's
I got
a Mary County joke, guys.
Hey, boys, that's funny. But, Sean, I loved what I saw up there. The finals were great from 106 all the way to 285. When I left at 285, dude, I was still amped up. So it was a good finals all the way through. through. Central District did represent well. There's a lot of teams from all over the area at that tournament. So and it's a big tournament.
I like that tournament.
I love it.
The D2 schools up there.
Yes, from Defiance area they come,
yes.
from the river they come. But we had a number of champs. The first was 120 pounds. Cat from Buckeye Valley, Zanotti. This kid, if you could bottle and sell, you'd be a millionaire of whatever's in him. He does not stop moving. Well, of course, until he puts the shoulders on the mat and pins the kid. But I'm telling you, this kid has it. He's doing a great job. Keep an eye out for Zanotti at 120 pounds. Move forward, thank you. 152 pound, your usual suspect in Dublin Soda's Daniel Segura. I'm not even going to start. Daniel Segura is good.
Constantly pressure.
Unbelievable. The kid is good. There's nothing else to say. Sean, a fan favorite, and 170 pounds, Mount Vernon's Van Fossen. We had a glimpse of him at a try early on in the year. Here he is. Winning another tournament. Great stuff. Van Fossen, good stuff.
He's another guy going back to your theme. He does Junior Olympics in the summer, so he gets back to
chipping away.
Chipping away, man.
Hey, hard work, baby. Continue to do it. Sean, 182 pounds. Made the drop from 195, did Cody Wilson from Licking Heights.
Okay.
Makes the drop, no adjustment whatsoever, just continues winning. Okay. Does a great job, walks away your champ.
He was a finalist at Liberty.
At 195, right?
195. Well, I'm just saying he's a finalist in 2 different tournaments. It shows progression there.
And the fact that he cut the 13 pounds, no effect on him whatsoever.
Did we have all Central Ohio finals up there by any chance in any weights?
You know, if we did, I can't remember if we did or not. Okay. I'm sorry. But I know this.
I think we did. Westville South and...
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Okay.
At 160?
I guess.
Okay.
You were there.
I was. Westville South against the Lima Bath. Lima Senior, excuse me.
Was?
Yeah, he's the Lima Senior.
Oh, but he was Central Ohio, but now he's not.
Yeah, exactly. You never really can tell with that, so it's how it goes. But anyway, 195, your champ, Duran Pulliam from Dublin Soda. I can't say enough about this kid's balance, man. I wish I could talk like 20 minutes. I know I put you to sleep, but 20 minutes about all these kids.
Take 5 minutes to put me to sleep.
I know it might, but I'm telling you, this kid's balance is something remarkable. You think you have him. You got the leg all... Nah. This is his opportunity to score. This is not going to happen. 220 pounds. Peters from Licking Heights walks away your champ. I remember him from last year. I'm thinking to myself, man, this kid's not bad. He's just, Here he comes this year. Probably put in a little work over the summer. Boom. Champ.
He's a guy you're not really paying attention to, then he'll just
sneak up on you.
Come back and sting you.
Yes, sir. Oh, the Hornets. This guy. Those are my bad jokes. I'm the one who does bad jokes. You need to know your role. Okay. Sean, 285 pounds. Cole Potts out of St. Francis de Sales does an absolutely fantastic job. He's another guy, man. Just a massive amount of a man.
What did he get at Liberty?
Ooh, did he play top 6?
He got 3rd. That's why I'm on the show.
Oh, my gosh. Well, Sean, I'll tell you what. That's Marion Harding. That was Marion Harding, and so I'll just turn it over to you for Brecksville.
This year, we went up to Brecksville this year. Me and Mark love going we make that trip up to Medina for day 2. We stay in a hotel, and then we go to Brecksville in the morning and just love that tournament. We want to give a shout out to Josh Lowe and
Coach Haverdale. Yes.
Back to the Gilmore guys who opened us up with Welcome Arms. Love what we're doing. Help us promote what we're doing as well. But there was a great, would you say that's the top 10 tournament in the country?
Yes.
15?
Yes. Definitely top 10, yes.
Yeah, it's one of the better tournaments in the state, and as Mark said, along the country. We did have some Central Ohio representation up there. One note before we get to the big note is Bishop Hartley. We talked about these guys at the beginning of the season.
I remember.
Being a phenomenal tournament-style team. They come away with the most placers from one team in Central Ohio with 3. Who were some of those placers, Mark?
Kevin Petrella. Oh, my gosh. Michael Petrella at 113 pounds. He ended up finishing 7th.
Okay.
Micah Norwood walks away 5th place.
At 138.
At 138.
I think that's because I think that might be the first time he's down at 38, so that's of note statewide.
And then I do believe a Cardinal Wrestling Club member, Griffin Rathburn, at 195, which I think this was his first time down at 95. I could be wrong on that.
That's a crazy weight, too, up there. Those were really
those were men.
Yeah, that was just probably one of the better weights of Brecksville in a prestigious tournament. For him to get 4th, that's like winning almost every other tournament.
Most certainly.
So, that's pretty good.
Again, hard work. You're going to make strides. Keep going.
Okay, but we had some other placers up there.
We did have some other placers. Sean, here's not a surprise to me. How do I say this? He got robbed on a call in the semifinals. Walker Hurd walks away third place. He mans up after the loss, wins his consolation semifinals, and then wins the final, gets third, next best thing, walks away your third place finisher at 160 pounds.
Okay.
Not only that, Newark Catholic walks away with a 7th place finisher in their 285-pounder in Kirkpatrick. Great job. We had another guy finish 8th in Coal 4, won a fantastic match, seemed to get a little dinged up. Decided, you know what, I'm placing, and I'm just going to make sure I'm healthy moving forward. So, great job, Cole 4.
Awesome.
Sean, well, I think that was it. Was that it?
I
Nobody
think that
at
was
170?
It.
Nobody.
So where do we go from here? Now, obviously,
I want you to talk about this, because I really want to know, has he been scored on?
Yeah, me and Mark talked about this. I mean, I think everyone knows the best wrestler in Central Ohio is, it's kind of a co-favorite. Him and Connor Brady are probably the
Central Ohio? You're limiting it to Central Ohio?
Well, no, but we're Central Ohio based.
Okay.
I mean, everyone knows in general.
Yes.
But Carson Karchula is a man among boys at this point.
Yes.
You know, and I actually talked to the tournament director before that. They decided to go with 132 pounds as the featured match. And I'm like, hey, you know, I thought maybe you guys would go 170. Like, no, Carson will kill him. But this guy's a 2-time state champ. No, Carson will kill him. And I was telling Mark, like, they were adamant, like, this match.
He's ranked top 15 in the country.
This guy, Carson's wrestling, is ranked top 15 in the country. He's a 2-time champ. And they're like, no, he'll kill him.
Sure enough.
And sure enough, it wasn't even competitive. It's like freaking varsity guy wrestling a JV guy. It was his second tournament in his life. I don't know how. I mean, he is really unreal. Me and Mark talked. We don't think he's been scored on all year. Like, he has not given up offensive point.
Yes.
It's like, it's not like winning's enough. It's like
domination is the goal.
Total domination.
Yes.
I mean, it's just amazing what he is doing. But yeah,
I can't imagine being that good at anything in my life. Like, there is nothing that I am that dominant at.
Wow, so that was very impressive. I mean, his resume just continues to just
Hear ye.
Fargo champ, Ironman champ, state champ, Brecksville champ, and just absolute pulverizing the field. So,
but he will not be a 4-time sectional qualifier.
Really?
I'm just saying, Sean. I gotta have one leg up.
So, anyways, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyways, congratulations to him on another absolutely astonishing performance by him and
West Jeff. Medina, Marion Harding, Brecksville. That's going to wind out December.
I think that's just winding out wrestling right now. As me and Mark
that's
talk,
true.
when we get into January, the tournaments become very sparse and few and far between. We have Kevin Cleveland. We have Kevin Cleveland this Saturday up at Dublin Scioto.
Yep.
So if you're in the area or not doing anything in general, go up there and watch some good wrestling. We will be
South side of the town.
We'll be up there covering that.
Yes.
Before that, Mark will be at Groveport.
Yes.
They have brought that tournament back after a 2 or 3 year hiatus, so they're going to start bringing that as well. So we'll be at both those events. But then you have other tournaments as we get later into the season. We have the Top Gun up there at Alliance. We have the Porter Invitational at Bradley.
Yes.
We have the Reven Invitational the last Saturday in January.
Licking Heights tournament.
The Licking Heights tournament. But for the most part, January is just kind of a lull where everyone kind of licks their wounds from the...
And really, it's from the December grind, would you call that?
Yeah.
I was going to say it's more of a dual meet month, though.
Right, you got
tournaments.
The league dual meets that start. The state tournament team process starts as well. So so that's kind of how January unfolds. But
Thursday Night Thunder, baby.
Thursday Night Thunder.
Yeah. But Sean, that's sort of our January. That's what we're looking forward to.
What are we looking for as a next show?
I would say either after the Kevin Cleveland and Groveport, or
so
maybe
the 6th
wait till
or the 13th.
Yeah, probably the 13th.
I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna go 6.
Let's wait till Alliance.
We're gonna go 6, be off the 13th, to come back to 20th.
Deal.
And then we'll be back the week after the Reven Invitational, because we'll have that wrap up. We'll have state dual meets. We'll be pretty far in that process. And what will we also have that Sunday?
Sectional selection.
Sectional selection, though.
Booyah.
One thing my phone has absolutely been blowing up about.
Do tell.
What are the 3 things people like?
No, it started off with 2 things, Sean. We want brackets and we want results. Those are the 2 things we want, and we love them. But we're learning there's a 3rd piece to this
kind
recipe.
Kind of a 4th, too.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Us?
Rankings.
Oh, ranking. Nobody cares about rankings. That's not true.
Yeah,
that's not true. That is why your phone is ringing me. I will say rankings are a big piece, but I think live, this Periscope thing is taking off, Sean.
Yeah, you talked about that, Mark. When me and Mark first did this 7 years ago, we would go to Medina, we would go to Marion Harding, we would go to Brecksville, and we'd film the matches. And then overnight, we would upload them and put them on there for Sunday. But when we got to Sunday, it was what it was. It was day-old news.
Yes.
And in today's technology, we just can't do that. We continue to try to evolve with technology and society in general that everyone wants everything instantly when it happens, and that's how Periscope, from our point, has become what it has. And ITC has just changed in general from me and Mark's aspect over the last 7 years. As I was joking earlier, my phone was absolutely blowing up about not having last week's show and not doing rankings. I mean, last week's show was by far the best show we have ever had in the history of ITC.
I would say that as well, Sean.
If that bar is really being raised at anymore. I mean, last week's show had door prizes, the band was here, cheerleaders were here, individual rankings were here.
Oh, it was all there. It was all, and then I handed it to you to put online.
Yeah, and there's where the problem was. We had this great show where Mark handed to me, and I just absolutely blew this thing up. I think pieces are still being found in Branson, Missouri, so we had to scrap the whole thing. But, you know, it got me thinking over the last week about what we do. The way rankings are done right now, I'm just not a favor of. And I've been very public about that. I think rankings are more like polls to me. Because the rankings change almost every other day, and we're just constantly moving kids up and down. Oh, he got to win, we'll move him up. Then he gets beat, we'll move him down. But this kid beats this kid, so we'll move him. And that's not what we are. For people who are old enough to remember the Breakman Report, the Breakman Report was a report that was about this thick in paper that was actually mailed out to people. And it was always written the last week of January. And what made it so great was it was once a year thing, kind of like Christmas or 4th of July or somebody's birthday. And it made it so great that you didn't know until that time where people were ranked or really where they were at. So I think me and Mark are going to get away from doing individual rankings or just rankings in general and save everything towards the whiteboard predictions. Because we really don't give rankings out that much, although when we're up at Brecksville, the guys from Intermat cornered me and asked me for some names of...
I wonder what they were doing at the wall there.
And you know, to be honest with you, they're like, hey, we don't have any idea to do with 132. Like, no one's ranked, no one knows anyone. I will give this name out that I told you guys. I was like, I really like this Urton kid from Westville Northern freshman. He's not really getting a lot of buzz, and he's just a really solid kid to look out for. And I think that's what Mark, me, and want to do more now. I think we want to be more about promoting wrestling. For most of the part, and then as we get to the district tournament, that's when we're going to start because we know what we're thinking and we kind of got an idea where the rankings are, but we want to let everything out at the end to build up the more excitement for the whiteboards as opposed. If we rank a kid top 4 all year, top 4 in our rankings, by the time we get to Derby, you know who we're going to pick as the top 4 the guys to get out, and that's not where we're going. I mean, we're talking Periscoping is really taking off for us.
I agree with that, Sean. I'm gonna make one quick point of note. You mentioned the Breakman Report. It came out once. But I think the timing was what made it so so the gravity was so heavy. When we unveil this at the whiteboard predictions, this will be the first time that people see who we think is going to be the tops through the bracket. And I think that timing is going to add an extra element of the punch there. And I think that's the thing. So if Breakman would have come out at January 1st every year, I think it still would have been good.
Breakman was in today's society. It would be January 1st, January 2nd, January 3rd, January 4th, January 5th.
No. What I'm saying is back in the day, if it would have come out January 1st, it would have just come out January 1st. It would still have been a big thing. But if you compared it to, had he dropped it at the last week of January, was it Akron Firestone that usually did it after? Bill D's, whatever it was. Once that started, it's that late. Boom.
It was like 2 weeks out from
Yes, exactly. So that's, I think, what part of that was. So, Sean, your point about timing.
And talking about Periscope, man, we've really taken off of Periscope, and we've really had a lot of people start following us from all around the area. I mean,
a lot of people, Sean?
A lot of people following us from all around the country. I mean,
yes, Sean. I can actually tell you, I could name right now, I could probably name 10 people that if I said their name, oh, you're just name Mark, dropping Mark. Okay, yeah, I am. And it's sweet to see that they're watching. Guys like Kevin Dresser. He's the head coach of Iowa State. He's really good, and he's watching our Periscopes.
That's crazy.
I'll just say, I know. Well, Tom Ryan, obviously, they have a vested interest, and I get that. A guy like Tony Roby, he wants to know what Carson Brady's doing. He wants to know what Connor Brady's doing. I get that. Sean Bourmet up in Michigan wants to know. Coleman Scott down at UNC, he's checking in. Gardner Webb's Daniel Elliott, he's checking in. Yes, he called me. He's called me more than one time.
Hey, we're looking to bring in a 125-pound weight class. You guys got anybody you can suggest or any footage?
I need a senior 120. That's what I need. Who do you got?
They asked us about a kid once. You're like, hey, I think we got some footage of it. We'll send you the footage of this kid. You can take a look at it.
Man, this is great. Josh Moore from Cleveland State also checks in.
What about wrestlers? Anybody currently wrestling?
Yeah, Dayton Fix.
Dayton Fix.
I think
that's crazy to me that Dayton Fix is
Oklahoma State
is wasting any of his time watching us.
Wasting time, Sean. What are you talking about?
Me.
Man, he wants to know what's going on. I mean, Sean, you know what I love more than anything? And I think it's great that these people tune in. And trust me, as somebody who would love nothing more than a name drop all day, every day, It's awesome to see these
That
guys.
is true
treated.
with this
That
guy.
is true. But this speaks to the 50-year-old soul in me right now.
Okay.
And I'm not 50. I'm just saying the 1950s
Oh, you're
soul
not?
in me. No, I'm not. Yeah. What I love more than anything is when athletic directors, Twitter account from an athletic director like Mount Vernon or Westerville Central, these athletic directors are tuning in to see their wrestlers do what they do.
So they're clicking on our site.
They're clicking on and they're watching these things, and then we're talking 3 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours, 24 hours later, they're watching. The one that really stuck out to me, the Westerville executive director of schools.
No, the one that stuck out to you is Dayton Fix.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I'm like, hey, there's this guy watching our show. Do you know what Dayton Fix?
That is true. That is true. Now, listen, I'm not saying anything. I mean, you joke about it. Lake Norman, North Carolina. Why are they watching our show?
And sending us the Balkan hats.
Hey, that keeps my head warm.
No, I think it's great.
School board presidents have chimed in, watched. Superintendents have been involved. Like, you read their tagline, and it says superintendent of such and such schools. The most recent was Buckeye Valley's. Buckeye Valley's superintendent school board member is watching our site just to watch their product. Look, Buckeye Valley's my product. I want to see what they're doing. And boom, that's great.
It's just crazy to me. As Mark talked about, we can see just through IP addresses and everything, the way our system is set up, we can see everyone who ever clicks on our videos, on our site or anything.
Yes.
I mean, you got people wrestling down at Marion Harding at, say, 152-pound weight class,
Yep.
watching all the Medina finals. Like, we can see everyone who's watching our stuff. And it's amazing to me how... the Long Arm of ITC has reached so far, and it's just crazy to me.
That is crazy.
When I think of people like Carson Karchula or Connor Brady or Jade Maddox or Demoness, it is bringing attention to Central Ohio.
Yes.
And it's the platform we have in place is helping showcase the talent that these
Other
hardworking
the hardest working Central District
individuals.
yes.
And I think as we have got farther into our production and what we're doing, I think that's more the avenue me and Mark are going to take going forward of continuing to get the information out there, not only locally, but on a national level, and then hold our rankings and our projections until the whiteboard prediction.
Most certainly. Sean, you just said something, and I just thought to myself, you guys are sick. You guys are sick. Now, I kid you not, there are some people that have watched every match for all the tournaments that we've done. And they've gone back and watched last year's. Like, I've got stuff from last year that people are watching.
Well, I think they're comparing, have I gained more weight if you lost hair? I think that's what they're really doing.
No, man. I mean, you people are sick. You make me feel normal. And I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You're watching every single video. And to your point, when we're watching, we can see that they join in. They're at a tournament. They're at Brecksville, and they're watching the Medina results. Like, we know you're at Brecksville wrestling right now, but you're watching the Medina finals because we're putting it out.
I'm honestly thinking this is a true story that somebody took injury time once just to get their phone and look at the match.
That is classic. Sean, so let me ask you, so are we top 10?
You know, we're not doing a top 10. It's really just a debacle to me. Every time I put my rankings together and I think I should move a team down, the team below them is probably worse than they are. It's like, I can't figure this out. I do think at this point, though, it is a two-team race. I think it's double confidence, especially with that shift to Shoemate at 95 and the progression he's making rapid quickly could maybe vault them ahead. But then I can't get past it. Olden Hedge Liberty is sitting on 60 guaranteed points.
Yes.
Now, I could get out here and say, I'm going to say that Carson and Connor's a champion. Okay, but I think it's pretty much a lock. They're going to bonus through there, and that 60 points that they have in their pocket, I think they just need a couple more things to chip in there. So there are a couple notes. We've talked to a couple guys up at Medina. Sherman, he says,
he'll be back. Yes,
he'll be back.
Great talking to him, man.
Great talking to him. So 120 is going to have a state placer come back in here in the near future, and then we found out another state placer as well at 120 is going to be coming back into the fold as well here shortly as well. So 120 is starting to look real. 195 we talked about with Shoemate.
Yeah.
Made that weight look real. I still think 132 is probably the easiest weight at Derby this year, followed by 152. I don't know if it's something with twos this year.
Maybe.
152 is probably the second
see with 182.
easiest weight as well, and I think that's where we stand.
Excellent. Sean, do you have anything else?
No, Mark, I think this is a great show.
Yes.
I think we're very informal, and I'm really excited what's going on at Central Ohio Wrestling.
And now you are inside the circle.